Hi. I haven't really been myself lately. Been dissociating for a while, and when I mentally got back from that dissociative state, I didn't go into a manic episode, which is weird because usually that's where I go to after dissociative episode, and it's been just like a depressive week and then another dissociative episode. So I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to sit and talk and see where this goes and how it's gonna turn up. So recently I read a book, Haunted, by this author. I'm not gonna lie, I was really disappointed. The hype around the author, if you don't know, they're the same author of the book Fight Club. The hype around the author is huge, and the hype around this particular book, at least in the circle that I hang out in, was huge, and it was recommended to me a lot. But I read it and the disappointment knows no bounds. It knows no freaking bounds. It was supposed to be this gruesome, gory, vile, incredibly subversive thing. Apart from the first story, which is the only thing that I found personally slightly, mildly entertaining, the rest of the book was pretty fucking boring, dude. Now I started The Book Thief by Marcus Zizek, and I honestly think this merits its own special little video. I love what I've read so far. I guess I'm gonna share with you a day or two of my life. Good morning. This is a few days later. I don't know what happened. I've been stressing over errands for a while, and if anyone has sensory issues, please give me advice, because I cannot be outside without headphones. I'll go straight into an anxiety attack, I will go into a panic attack, and I'll just melt. Can't be outside without headphones, so I always have my headphones in. I always have some type of music playing. So the battery died. I didn't notice that. My brother used them and the battery had died in the middle of me trying to run errands, and so I ran back home and I've been chilling for the past few hours, just marinating on the floor. Has advice, please help, because I don't want to just depend on headphones for the rest of my life. But other than that, I am struggling to do my actual errands. I mean, if I compile all of them, they're just gonna take like 2 days. But for the life of me, it's been months, and I've been just like stretching the living shit. I'm not gonna say that. That sounds so sassy. I read the book. It took me 2 days to finish it. It's a booklet, not even a book, and I need to share it with people. Like, self-help books are iffy to me, but this one is different. She's not like the other girls. It's an introduction to coping with childhood trauma by Helen Kennelly. It was difficult in a few chapters were a bit difficult to get through, to work with, but it was amazing. Incroyable. It was incredible. It was, I think, the best self-help book that I've read as of yet, and I tried so many of them because of my stuff, but it has like worksheet and exercises that you can do, and those exercises and worksheet are so good. They're not gonna work for everyone, and half of them aren't gonna work for me. I know, I tried, people are different, it's fine, but the ones that do, and I like them so much. I haven't really made a lot of progress with The Book Thief. It's such an amazing book, but just mentally I'm like only good for reading a page, 2, and then that is it. I'm saving the book. I've read another one and started filming another video just so I can finishing The Book Thief, because they just be dying. Everyone is, you know, meeting God and shit, and I know that, like, it's a sad book and it's literally in Nazi Germany and everyone is dying as you know, it's a historical fiction, so they have to keep it at least a little bit of like real hardship and shit. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, it's so insensitive. But yeah, bitches be dying, and I'm avoiding it, like unconsciously avoiding the book, because I grew attached to another character. It's crazy, I know. So I started another one just so I wouldn't have to finish the book cliff. I obviously started the self-help one and I finished it, and now I started another one which is recommended by one of my very lovely viewers. Recently I felt a little bit low. I felt a lot of low, actually. Go back and watch some old videos that I made and just like to see the progress that I've made, and I did. It made me appreciate you so much more, because how could you, for like God's sake, how could you sit through that? It was so cringy. The way I spoke was cringy. My accent was barely intelligible. Like, I couldn't even understand what the fuck I was saying. And I said those things, and I couldn't understand myself. Fun fact, you shouldn't rinse your mouth after you, what is it? What was the activity? Brush. After you brush your teeth, because you remove the stuff that protects your teeth. You should just clean it on the outside and leave the stuff on your teeth. And also you should floss before. And then wash. Anyways, I think I need to get some more books, which is a very bad idea right now. But I've been getting a lot of ebooks, but nothing really satisfies the itch of a physical book. Getting by and ordering a physical book, it just feels so good, and it makes me personally feel so happy getting it and opening it for the first time and going through it for the first time, especially if it's a book that when I read I'll end up loving. But just the activity of buying the book and getting it, receiving it, opening it up, it always just makes me so jubilant. So it's a bad idea, because currently I don't have any space. I gave up my one big shelf for personal reasons, and my books are sadly, and most of my books are sadly literally in a basket right now, marinating in a basket, and it is so sad to see. I'm trying to protect them as much as I can from damage, but it's very sad. It's very tear inducing to look at them in that state, because I really care about my books, and it took me a lot to collect the books that I have. But I do think I'm in need of new books. I will sustain myself, because maybe I just need to finish a certain book, and I know that The Book Thief is going to be one of the books that after I finish it's just going to leave this big gaping hole. But so maybe I will just try my best and hardest to wait until I finish The Book Thief.
Whoa. Okay, ladies and gents and non-binary fucktards. I don't know where we stopped last time, but I don't know the last update. That's what I'm trying to say. But I finished The Little Thief, The Book Thief, The Little Thief, The Book Thief. We're in a mood today. We're in an amazing mood to film videos. I finished The Book Thief and started and finished Dead Inside, and started and almost finished Dear Laura. It's such a book that you don't like to end, that you don't like to stop reading it. I don't know the words. English isn't coming to my brain right now. I haven't Englished in a while. But we're feeling okay. We're feeling good. We're feeling way better. What are we also feeling? Okay, this is probably gonna be the worst goddamn angle known to man. But it is what it is. I started and finished another book, and it is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. I was very excited to read this book, because last year I read All the Bright Places, and I read it before I started this channel, so I liked it. I didn't love it like oh my god, I adore it. I wasn't ensorcelled by the goddamn book, but I liked it nonetheless. I've been following the author ever since, and I like the fact that they talk about the stuff that they talk about and to represent mental health. But girly, what is this? What is this? I was excited when I got this one. I got it with a bunch of other books that I was excited for forever to read, and this was one of them, and I was excited to read it, and I was still like, I'm still shocked, and I just did, and it is such a huge goddamn disappointment. It's following Libby and Jack, and Libby is clinically obese. Like, she was so fat to the point where they had to cut off her house to get her out of the house because she just was like obese, right? And Jack, who suffers from a condition called prosopagnosia, which is face blindness, so he basically has a terrible time. Not oh my god, he has a terrible time. I make it sound like it's easy, but it's like, it sounds like the worst thing ever. He has a hard time distinguishing between faces, and fun fact, Brad Pitt has it, so he can meet you 1,000 times and he wouldn't be able to describe your face. So that was actually very interesting to read about a character struggling with prosopagnosia, because we don't really get a lot of that. It's like, I feel like borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia, DID, and stuff like this, including prosopagnosia, are rarely represented, and when they are very represented poorly. And I don't know, like, I don't have this, and I don't know of anyone that has this in my personal life, so I don't know if this was done good or not, but I researched a little bit after, and I think this was okay. My issue is they made literally prosopagnosia and being obese their entire personalities. Like, this is it. Libby is cute, but she's extremely cringe. That's just like the character. She's very cringe, and I mean very cringe. Like, she made me roll my eyes so many goddamn time to the back of my head. That's all I've seen. I've only, like, the duration of me reading this book is me chilling with my brain, because my eyes are just like chilling there forever since I read the book. Jack isn't as bad as Libby is, but he's still a bit cringy. They tried to give Libby other things. They tried to make her like to swim, to dance, to sing, to run. It was done in a way that makes it feel as if the author was doing it so you wouldn't feel like, oh my god, she's overweight and that's it. Like, look at this character who's overweight, but she's also not lazy. She does this and that and this and that, and like, it felt forceful. It felt extremely forceful, and I did not like that. Plus, she happens to be the best at everything, and that's just a little annoying. Like, when she talks about running, she's like, I'm the best runner and I run like the Flash. And then she talks about dancing, and she's like, I'm the best dancer in the entire world, and like, everyone has this incredible reaction to her dancing. And then swimming, she's like the best at school. She's the best at everything, and that's just fucking annoying. Trying to get the message across that, okay, just because she's overweight doesn't mean that she's this and that and that, but like, it's so fucking forceful. It succeeded in one thing. I had a lot of problems with weight, and I got down to a weight that I don't feel comfortable sharing, but I lost my hair, my skin got really messed up. My nails got like infections because of how they messed up they were. Like, I got very underweight. It started as bulimia, and then it went into anorexia as I just fucking starved myself. But kudos to this book for just making it something okay. Like, it's okay. People go through things, okay? And there are good things. I rated this one 2. I did feel like it glorified obesity just a little bit in teens, and she is 14. How the fucking old is she? America's fattest teen at 14, and then she lost a bunch of weight and got healthier at 17, and I did feel around a little bit. They glorified that a little bit, which is something that I don't like. I like it when people talk about mental disorders and mental illness and stuff that people struggle with day to day without glorifying or romanticizing them, but this is happening and I exist, which is good. Plus, the relationship between Jack and Libby was so goddamn forced. They had no goddamn chemistry, even as friends. And then they love each other? Like, what the heck? They said I love you, and I was so goddamn shocked, because what the heck? Like, what do you mean I love you? I see how this book can be good for a younger audience, a 13-year-old girl. I see how that could be okay, and I would give this to a younger person. However, for an older person, I mean, for me personally, it's just a little tiny teeny cringe. Oh my, like every book I'm reading recently is just disappointing me. I still just started Fourth Wing, and I don't know, dude, I'm disappointed. Like this July and August are the months of disappointments. Okay, hi. I just got the coolest thing ever, and I wanted to insert it in the video somehow, in any video. I don't even know where I'm gonna put it, but it's cool and I want to share it with you. And yes, I printed it out, and no, that's not creepy. I got a message from all of you. It's like a heartfelt letter thing. It was from Goodreads. It just means stuff to me, and it made me feel stuff. Also, have you ever seen a more Arab household? This is it. This is it. You can tell which kind of family lives here just by the choices that were made. So I want to read it to you because it just made me feel so many things, and I want to share it with you because I want to commemorate. Wow. Commemorate. I forgot the word. I want to... Congratulations. I know what you're most hyped about is probably reaching the 2K subscribers milestone, which I'm so close to. We are so close to, so that's so freaking exciting. It is a big achievement, but more importantly, you're almost at your 1K video posted on YouTube, which is insane because all in all, I posted 100 and something video, which is still insane in the span of a year. Like, I started making videos and edited them, producing them just for me. And it felt so good doing that just for me without expecting or waiting for something, without waiting for like validation, or that led to almost 1K videos in a month, including the shorts. And I am a happy and proud witness to your hard work and dedication throughout the years. It may sound like they have gone by rapidly, maybe they did, but it does not in any way, shape or form reduce or devalue the effort you put in, the time you spent and the discipline you have maintained all this time. And now to get someone to say these things and to validate the work, because it is a lot of work and a lot of time spent in this, and yeah, I have other hobbies. It's, I don't know, it's very, very nice for someone to notice this and comment on it and write a heartfelt letter about it. I don't know. I bear witness to your success, and I'm sure it's only the beginning. Thank you. And name thee the red-headed reader of this theater. I'm not even gonna mention how cringe that was to read, but it was so sweet at the same time. Maybe last part should be revised, I agree, but it wouldn't have been the same letter without it. I really appreciate everything. Just to convey to you how funny and entertaining your videos and clips have been for both myself and my sister. That's so sweet. Hi to yourself and to your sisters. But I cannot put into words, especially into English, which is poorer in vocabulary compared to others, and sadly I suck at all other languages, so excuse my shortcoming. You not only gave us an outlet to smile, but laugh, and even WTF ourselves, but you also consciously or unconsciously gave us that lust for reading when we needed it, that drop of curiosity, that greed to claim a title and say I've read it too. That is so beautifully put, and the first time I read it, like I said, it was a good read, so it's not like a letter or something. The first time I read it, I cried because, I don't know, like, did someone say that about you? Well, one of your passions in the world is reading and books and telling stories, and I don't know, talking about stories and shit, and to have someone say that you gave them the want to read. The first person, which I wanted to mention here, is named Annabelle. She was the first book partner, and I was at 400 subscribers, and she just texted me on Goodreads. She was, congratulations on reaching 400! And it's just like a changing moment in my life. I don't know, this is so fucking pathetic, but I don't really have people in real life that I can share my hobbies with, and my hobbies are like pretentious, so that's understandable. But finish this off, because I suck at goodbyes. I'm looking forward to the rest of your success. no matter how rough the cliche books will be on your conscience, and no matter how many sleepless nights you'll attempt to finish a book before a month ends. You seriously need to stop doing that, by the way. That's so personal, and it's so sweet that I don't know, like you actually, I don't know, dog, I don't know. This last part was really unnecessary, but it says kinda how to hold on to Matthias Helva. That was unnecessary. You didn't have to bring Matthias into this, because if I didn't cry before, I would cry at that part. That happened. Thank you so much. Thank you, and hi to your sister, and thank you to your sister also.
It is gonna be terrible, and voices sound is gonna be terrible, but I started a book and it was a mistake to start it in the middle of work because it's goddamn epic. It was an arc. It's called Queens of Moirai, and I didn't know it's gonna be like this. Like, I didn't know the potential. I thought it was just gonna be like an arc and I'm gonna, start it and see how it feels, but I am shooketh and I cannot just now sit and read. But at the same time, that's all I want to do. Like, I want to know what's gonna happen. The MC is the goddamn Grim Reaper, and I think it's gonna have to be its own video. I don't know. This reading vlog is all over the place. This is the worst thing I've filmed. I'm just sort of living life and updating here whenever I read something new or get a new book. It's a chaos.
Okay, we just hit 2,000 subscribers, which is low-key a lot. It's insane. It's not low-key a lot, it's a lot. It's just low-key insane. I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna stop it here. I think I'm gonna stop it here. And then I don't, but I actually am going to stop it here because it's been a while since I started doing this vlog. I didn't think it would go on for this long. I don't know how to do reading vlog. I need to try again. But basically what happened was, every time I would start a book, I would start talking about it in the reading vlog. Like, I would remember that I do have a reading vlog, so I would start talking about it in the reading vlog, and then I'll just be like, oh my god, this book is like too interesting for me to just like glance at it in the reading vlog. I'm going to make it into its own video, and then I do that, and then I don't talk about it anymore here, and then I start another book, and then I'm like, oh my god, I just started the stupidest, craziest book, and I think it deserves its own video, and then I go ahead and do that, and then that's it. So this is just like a login for the books that I've been reading recently. So I do actually need to stop it. I'm going to have my break lunch dinner at 5 in the morning, and yeah. Thank you for watching if you've watched, and thank you for 2,000 subscribers if you're one of them. I'm sorry about this mess, and I'll see you next video in a really much better video, promise. A really much better editing wise and cohesiveness wise. It shall be cohesive. I'm just blabbering because I'm sleep deprived. I love you. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.